things here and there, trying to say that we are targeting many areas of support. And I think he was trying to say that in South Korea, they concentrated on electronics and vehicles. But this is because South Korea didn't have much. They concentrated on the little they had. With us, we have got what South Korea has and much more than that. So that's why I really don't listen so much to people who are running around panicking and so on. What is crucial is clarity here within Uganda about our potential. And the next most important thing is the African market, because when you produce, you must sell. And Africa is our sure market, and then we can add other markets. So this growth of 6.4% is really still modest. As you heard, next year, the growth will go to 10.2% because of the petroleum. As you heard, the performance is good by world standards. But in my view, it can be stronger. I have been, I'm from the communities of this place, indigenous communities here, and I've been following our developments for now 65 years, very closely. But what you need to know is that the aim of the NRM is not just growth, but transformation, socio-economic transformation. It is now, but before I talk about other things, I want us to solve this little problem of Ebola. Ebola is a very simple disease. It is not like Corona, as I said last night. Corona was very dangerous because it was spreading by breathing, which meant that if you sat, the other time I got Corona from you people in Chankwanzi, when I took a group photograph with you people without my mask. I got Corona. And I was here for 21 days sitting in the house. So Corona was really dangerous. It was spreading by breathing. But this Ebola spreads only by contact. And contact, close contact with the sweat, with the vomit if they vomit, with the blood, sexual, kissing, saliva. When the person is already sick, not showing symptoms of sickness. So therefore, really, it can be stopped. We just need to get rid of the carelessness. As I told you last night, we have had 19 cases so far. 14 from our brothers in Congo, 14 of them who came. 2 died. But those who came early, 4 of them have already recovered, or the Congolese. 4 have already recovered and been discharged. The others are also recovering. They are not, our people think no more of them will die. And the 2 people who died were the Congolese from the 14. Now, the 5 Ugandans who were infected were the 4 health workers in one of the Kampala hospitals who handled the sick people without taking precautions. That's how 4 of them were infected. Carelessness. Now the 5th one, the Ugandan, was the taxi driver who drove the sick man from Hoima to here. I don't know whether he was greeting him or what, because just driving, if he sits in his chair and you sit in yours, why should he infect you? But fortunately, that driver has now recovered. So of the 4 who recovered, 4 of the 5 who recovered, 4 are Congolese, 1 is a Ugandan. And the 2 who died were all our Congolese brothers. So, and in the last 5 days, there's been no new case. This is very simple. I'm really, I don't like people who don't take life seriously. Because if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you must be very serious with your life. And part of life is health. If you have good health, you can be able to do what you want to do. The other day I was here, I was seeing you shaking hands, hugging. These are members of parliament now, setting a bad example for all these Africans to get sick and then go in hospitals and so on, or die even. So please, I want to use this occasion to appeal to all the Ugandans to really finish this little problem of Ebola. Ebola is not a serious problem. Yes, there's no vaccine against Ebola yet. There's no direct medicine, but it is very easy to avoid, number 1. And number 2, even when you get infected, if you report early by controlling the temperature, by controlling the rehydrating you when you vomit and sweat, you can recover, like these people have recovered. So let's I appeal to all Ugandans to solve this little problem. Our brothers and sisters in Congo were coming through the borders. We stopped the buses and passenger vehicles. We only allow cargo, lorries and petrol tankers and so on. But people were coming through the border, the Panya. That's why we have discussed with the Congo government, and they have allowed us to work with them to open medical stations inside Congo near the border and announce, invite our Congolese people, anybody who is sick, come here, don't try to go to Uganda. Because when you go to Uganda, you waste time, you lose time, come here, this is nearer, and we are doing the same here as we are doing in Uganda. So we hope to finish this little problem of Ebola. But you need to set example, shaking hands, hugging. Then these pastors that they are blessing people. as if God is deaf. You can pray, God will hear you without touching people, health workers. Many of them have died in Congo. That's what I hear. Many of these pastors. Some of the people who were the pastors blessing people. Now, coming to the budget, you need to get the strategic picture clearly. Strategic is when you plan to solve a problem from A to Z, the whole problem. Tactical is how you move from A to B. Now, the strategic aim of the NRM is to transform Ugandans. And I want to put it to you that it has taken a bit too long, although we have done well, but we could have done better. I was counting the years. It is now 132 years since the British came here. 132 years. The British came here in 1894 when they introduced their government here. Europe had started modernization. Capitalism had started. The money economy we are talking about had started. It is now 132 years from 1894. The British were trying to involve our grandparents and our great-grandparents into the money economy, and our parents. By 1962, only 9% of the homesteads were in the money economy. After almost 70 years, only 9% were in the money economy. 91% were still in the Okwogera. And I can testify because I'm from Ntungamo. Ntungamo, all of us were in the Okwogera. There was not a single one who was interested in money. I know houses one by one. Now, when we were in the bush, we studied this and we put out our document, 10 points program. And point number 5 was on this very point. Please build an economy which is independent, integrated, self-sustaining, meaning, implying, join the money economy. When we came, we started. But when I checked, in 2013, you can imagine, only 32% of the homesteads had joined the money economy. That's how we involved the UPDF. General Saleh, please come and beg these people to join the money economy. Take seedlings to them, free seedlings. Go and beg them. Kulala, they are asleep. Then Saleh did his best. Now recently we have added PDM. But with all this, it's now 67% of the homesteads who are in the money economy with some chibaro. 33% are still refusing to join the money economy. So this is the challenge. That's why we are saying, please, I'm really saying now, no more. We can't go on like this. And this is the work of the leaders. The leaders, the Banyankore say, Amushogomfu, no mwekorere. The eyes of the dead body are the eyes of the one who is carrying the dead body. If the one who is carrying the dead body falls in the pit, the body also will fall in the pit. I saw this. I'm here. I'm not a story. I am alive. We started with those Banyankore who are very difficult, like the Karamojong, wild really, and we changed them by engaging them. So therefore, what we said the other time here, now that especially there's this money which is already there in the villages, all the leaders, certainly all the ministers, must take the lead in checking parish by parish what is happening, to make sure that all these people stop kukongora, stop cheating us. We work, they don't work. They are there, but they want services. They want medicine, they want education, they want security, but they don't contribute. They're just sitting there in their homes and not engaging in the money economy. So although we have done very well, this very good performance the minister is talking about is by the 67% now. And all of them, not necessarily with the Chibaro. Some of them do without the Chibaro. But there are 33% who are wako pembeni, they are on the side. Suppose they were also part of this, would be much further. And as the minister has told you, these people joining the money economy is crucial for two reasons. First of all, they get income. They get income, which means that their purchasing power goes up. Part of the problem of the purchasing power being low is because they don't have income. I am a wealth creator. I produce milk. But if you look at the figures, the production of milk is now as I was saying the other day, 5.4 billion liters. But the internal consumption here is only 800 million liters. So that's why you hear we say there's too much milk in Uganda, we must export. But this is an artificial situation. Because with 48 million people, if each one was drinking the milk he's supposed to drink, 210 liters per year, so to keep mouth in your teeth, you keep your bones, would need 9.6 billion liters of milk. What we are producing now would not be enough. So we are saying there is surplus milk because there is underconsumption. Why is there underconsumption? Because people have no money. They can't buy. The per capita consumption now of milk is now 60 liters. 1/3 of what a human body needs. But this has gone up because in 1986 it was 18 liters. You can imagine. That's why people have no teeth in their mouth, because there's no, the teeth have gone out because they don't have enough calcium. So therefore, this budget is no more Kongora. No more Kongora. No, Kongora is when you work hard and others just lean on the whole in the village. No more Kulala. As you heard, the big budget, part of the budget is on infrastructure, on the roads, the railway, the pipeline, the airports, the waterways, electricity, irrigation. These are all, as the minister was saying, enablers to enable production to be done cost effectively, low cost of doing business in Uganda. Now, then the other challenge is on the service delivery. Again, that's where you, the leaders, must come in. Because medical care, Health Center 3, is in every sub-county. These sub-counties are in Uganda. They are not in Congo. They are not in Kenya. They are here. Why should there be no medicine in the health center? Maybe that medicine has been stolen, but the member of parliament doesn't know and doesn't follow up. And people are crying. Then you have the government officials, the Gombora chief. That's why the local government must be very, very strict. The Gombora chiefs, what are they doing? The GISO, there's somebody called the GISO. Have you heard of somebody called the GISO? He's also there. Drugs are being stolen, GISO is there. This is what I can no longer tolerate. The people of Uganda have given me authority a number of times now. I would have to, in the past I was a bit hesitant because I was saying maybe, especially for capital, there was no capital which was being given, but now the capital is there, PDM being stolen. During the elections, I was disturbing the former Minister of Local Government, Majezi, ringing him. I got campaign in Maracha. Instead of campaigning, people are saying, they have stolen our PDM money. I go from campaign now to, it becomes like a PDM tour. In Maracha, complaining. Then I ring Majezi, please Majezi, come. Maracha, people are I don't even know what happened there. Buko, I was in Buko. Or was it Quen? I think it was Quen. Same problem. Here in Kampala, Kawempe, Buambo, where PDM money was being stolen. What is the member of parliament doing? Even the opposition ones, the ones of the NRM, I will struggle with them. But even the opposition ones, as long as you are getting allowance from parliament, and you don't go to check what is happening, I would ask the Attorney General to see how I can deal with you also. Because if you don't want to monitor, don't take the allowances. Say so, go to the clerk, but then why should you get a salary in the first place? So it seems I've got a legal basis where to demand performance from both the NRM and also the opposition. As long as you are getting money of the government, you must check. Because some of the opposition say they do it maliciously. Let the programs not work so that the NRM is blamed. That's not good enough for you. Because these programs are not for NRM, they are for your own people. So therefore, this service delivery, the drugs in the health centers, the justice, corruption, security, law and order, the infrastructure of leadership is there. Member of parliament for every constituency, LC3 for every sub-county, those are paid. The ones who are not paid, I don't blame them so much. The LC2 is not paid, so I don't have to blame him. But the LC3, the member of parliament, the councillor, these are all paid people. They must monitor, and then the government people must monitor. And local government must monitor them, the chief administrative officer. That's why I put in local government some people that people have been saying they are cantankerous, quarrelsome, like Barugahara and Namere. Namere is famous for quarreling, so you go and quarrel with them. Because when I went to Masaka to defend Namere, because I had to go there, say, "Uyu mwana wa mkuza batya, talina mpisa." I said that, but if the lack of mpisa is to, because in Uganda, if you say a thief, and you say you are a thief, talina mpisa, they say you should have kept quiet, the mpisa. This is how you are going to destroy the country. So please, both for economy, but also for service delivery, the leaders must do their work. Fortunately, we are going to get, apart from this money which Musasi is getting from all those taxes, we are going to get also the oil money. The government will be getting an extra $1.5 billion per year as its share of the government money. Now I'll discuss with you how to save this money, first of all, to create a sovereign fund so that it can earn money, because that's how some countries like Norway have used their money very well. Instead of using it to buy perfumes and so on, and whiskers, they put their money somewhere and it is gaining interest. But we need to use some of it to do the crucial infrastructure, like the railway. We need to have the railway with Kenya and with Tanzania and with Congo and South Sudan and Rwanda, the ones near us, so that all heavy cargo moves from the road to the railway. Then the petroleum products move from the road to the pipeline. That will leave only the light cargo and passengers on the road. And the economics there, you had them telling you that it will bring down the cost of transport, of cargo.